welcome to What's Up Ocala. I'm your host, Andrew Praper, the broker of Great Expectations Realty here in Ocala, Florida. And today's topic should make you really happy. Well, it's going to make me happy anyway. I want to talk about food. I am such a foodie. It is ridiculous. There are so many great restaurants here in Ocala. Some that have been here for what seems like forever, and others that are pretty new. But they're also pretty spectacular. So kind of want to talk about it today. There are some cities throughout the world that are literally known for their cuisine. I've always wanted, for example, to go to Italy. Of course, to visit and the culture and the architecture and all that. But mostly I just really want to eat pizza. I want to eat real, authentic Italian pizza. I know it's crazy, but I love Italian food in any capacity. And I would absolutely love to go to the direct source someday. I've been to Chicago and I've tried their deep dish pizza. I've been to New York and had Brooklyn style pizza. Going to Mexico or any of the border states, my husband knows not to even attempt to go anywhere but real authentic Mexican restaurants. It's just kind of what you do, or at least what I do. It's just a whole different world when you go to a Mexican restaurant in Mexico. It's just a whole different world of flavor than you would typically see elsewhere when we call it Mexican food. So what about Ocala? What is the cuisine here? What are we known for? What's the flavor of our town? Well, I looked at a long list of local restaurants, and we kind of have a melting pot, really. Primarily, it's basically where the South meets the Caribbean. We're kind of in between. So there's a lot of Latin Caribbean cuisine and a lot of Southern down-home cooking. And sometimes it's found together on the same menu and same restaurant. It's really interesting what we've got going on. So I went ahead and I compiled a list of my top 20 favorite places to eat here in Ocala. And if I missed some of your favorite restaurants and you definitely think people should know, go ahead and visit our Facebook page or leave a comment in the YouTube channel comment section for this video. Let the world know that I missed out on the hidden gem somewhere, somehow in Ocala. I'm not trying to leave anyone out. This is just what I found and what I thought. But I might have forgotten somebody. So if I did, I apologize. Let's go ahead and get started, though, with my favorite 20 restaurants, or the 20 top faves. 20th one is Paisanos. They have 2 locations here in Ocala. Both of them are in public shopping plazas. But it's my favorite kind of pizza, by far and away. Stone-fired with that slightly charred edges. Oh, cannot get enough. But really, honestly, what put this one on the top 20 list are those rolls. I could eat my weight in their yeasty dinner rolls that are drenched in their house Italian dressing. I have never thought to eat dinner rolls this way, and I admit to being a little addicted to them. I'm not even joking. They are amazing. I may have actually gone to snag an order or two of their dinner rolls and a salad and had that for lunch. Okay, that was a lie. It was just the dinner rolls. I just got an order of the dinner rolls and I had that for lunch. There should have been a salad, but I picked up and ate the dinner rolls for my lunch one time. It only happened one time. Okay, eat your salad, folks. Number 19 is Mesa de Noche. This is on East Silver Springs Boulevard, and the menu is beautiful, and so is the interior of the restaurant. It's just really good Italian food. It is a little bit pricey, but from what I understand, this is more of an authentic Italian restaurant. I can't say that I know for sure because, again, I haven't been to Italy yet. But, give me time, okay? Just give it time. It is a fantastic experience dining here, though. Definitely had to make it to my list of top 20 favorites. So it came in at number 19. Number 18 was the Horse and Hounds. So because they weren't higher up, it was because lately they've had some staffing issues. But this is another one of those iconic Ocala restaurants. You can go in there and you can get a burger, but maybe instead try their shepherd's pie. It's incredible. The fish and chips are really good too. And a lot of people assume because of it being like kind of near the World Equestrian Center or out where, you know, those kind of bougie horse farms are, or maybe because of the name, I'm not sure. But they just kind of automatically assume that it's very expensive. And honestly, I think it's actually pretty reasonably priced. So if you want to go and give it a try, absolutely worth it. Definitely save room for dessert. Get the Bailey's Irish cream cheesecake. They do have indoor and outdoor seating, and there's like fans for the summertime or heaters outside, so you can kind of sit comfortably no matter what the weather is. So just enjoy it. All right, number 17, La Hacienda. This is probably the closest I've found to authentic Mexican food here in Ocala. I was raised for 13 years in Texas, and I'm a bit of a Mexican food snob, not gonna lie. They have multiple different kinds of salsa you can get there. There's a Latin grocery store attached to the restaurant where you can find like baked goods and ingredients that you may not normally find at like Publix or Winn-Dixie. And the food is so good. Every single time, it's just so good. Pretty fast service and definitely reasonably priced menu. There's normally a crowd there, a wait to get in there sometimes. So if you're going at a busy time frame, just keep that in mind, okay? It's well worth it. Number 16 is Amirit. If you haven't been to an Indian restaurant before, this is an excellent place to start. The waiters are so incredibly kind. And they'll actually take time to explain the menu and offer some suggestions just in case you're not as familiar with Indian food. Don't be afraid to try something different. The chicken tikka is amazing. That's what I normally get. And there's different levels of spiciness. So if you want to go from like 0 level spiciness, which is what my husband normally gets, or if you want to have something that is like off the charts, what were you even thinking level of spiciness, they have all of that. The lentil soup called dal is incredible, and I honestly could eat it every single day. It's great, especially the little relish, the onion relish they put in it. Oh, so good, so good. Number 15 is a new one to Ocala. This is the Depot on Magnolia. And even though it's a newer one to Ocala, at least, the food is absolutely amazing. So is the artwork on the walls. I went with my husband for lunch once, and we absolutely loved how well everything was seasoned and how beautiful everything was. It's a little cluttered in the motif, but it's still absolutely incredible, and it's just so much fun. You can really tell that the chef loves food and flavor, and that everything was made fresh and nothing was served from a box or a can, okay? The key lime pie is absolutely incredible, and it's so sweet and so tangy. It's just gonna make your lips pucker. It's so good. The entire dessert menu actually changes, but it's really extensive. And if you're looking to go in just for like dessert, you're not gonna be disappointed with that at all. Absolutely fantastic. All right, my husband and I both had a little bit of debate on this one as far as which one was higher up on the list, but number 14 is Eatons Beach Sandbar and Grill. Definitely one of those Ocala food restaurants where beach and Latin flair meets the South. The food is great. The food is great, but so is the view. And the ambiance is what really kind of sets this restaurant apart. It's set right overlooking the beach at Lake Weir. So you can kind of watch everybody down there like swimming around and playing volleyball and, jet skis. And I don't know, last time we were there, we actually watched several water planes land on the lake and the pilots go in grab dinner. It was really cool. The sunset is also amazing. So if you go at that time of day, definitely ask for window seating. So it's kind of like an outdoor kind of window area. I don't know. It's really great. Number 13 is Stump Knockers on the river. And the fish, it's like a fish restaurant. Everybody's gone there. Fish restaurant, it's right on the county line between Citrus County and Marion County. It's gone down 200. Anyway, this restaurant has been there forever and a day. And it seems like, I actually don't know of that many people in Ocala that haven't been to that restaurant at least once or twice, especially if you've been here for several years. You've gone to that restaurant. I absolutely promise you. just basically, if you've lived in Ocala for any length of time, you've been to Stump Knockers. This is probably one of the only places I would actually recommend ordering the catfish, since they actually know how to cook it. That's a really tricky one to get just right, but they get it perfect. All right, number 12, my number 12 is Tony's Sushi. I almost forgot to put Tony's Sushi on the list. I don't know what I was thinking, but if you're looking for a Japanese steakhouse and sushi restaurant, you absolutely must go to Tony's Sushi. It's basically, if you live in Ocala, you will most likely be invited to go with friends or family to Tony's. It's the thing to do. It's the place to go. It's a fairly small restaurant though, so especially for how many people go there. There will probably be a wait if you go, especially during a busy time of day or a busier day of the week, but it's worth the wait. And if you're like super hungry and you don't really want to wait that long, while you're waiting, you can go to the bar and you can order sushi and drinks while you wait for them to take you over to the steakhouse grill table thing. So it's just a really great time. You'll enjoy it. All right, now here's the other one. Number 11 for me is Gator Joes. Now my husband thought that Eatons Beach, which is very similar, should go higher than Gator Joes, but I like Gator Joes better and it's my list, so whatever. Gator Joes is probably the restaurant that epitomizes Ocala best. You can get gator meat appetizers if you want there. I don't really like them, but you can get them there. But really, it's kind of this laid-back vibe of the place that I just love. There is outdoor seating over the water of Lake Weir, or you can take your food to go and you can sit on the beach in these beach chairs they have for you there. And there's kind of like this just little mini beach right next to the restaurant. I absolutely love taking our kids there and just kind of doing a really easy picnic on the beach with them. The water is super calm and it's pretty clear water actually for a lake. So it's a great place to go swimming and just kind of hang out. It's a great place to meet up with friends and, you know, hang out with drinks and great food and just chill. It's wonderful. For a restaurant, it's more of just kind of an event. All right, so the next one is Red's. That's number 10 on my list. Technically, it's on the other side of the Citrus Marion County line. It's kind of kitty corner to where Stump Knockers is out on Highway 200. They're closed on Mondays and they're only open for breakfast and lunch, but it is some of the best food in Florida. Not just Marion County, not just Citrus County, the best food in Florida. And there's always plenty of it. They don't seem to know the concept of small or even average size portions. Okay, it's just huge. The fried green tomatoes are really good. But if I were you and it's lunchtime, I would go ahead and order the Amazing Club sandwich. Just be either very hungry or willing to share or take some home because you will never finish that sandwich. It is huge. There's also normally a wait, especially on the weekends, but it doesn't matter. It is worth it. The waitresses also, guess a bit of a warning, they're very sassy. They serve up a lot of sass with your food, but they're super nice and fun, and I wouldn't change a thing. It is just a really great place for breakfast or lunch. If you see the size, the pancakes they serve, they're monstrous. Okay, they're just monstrous. All right, number 9, Latinos Imas. So this is kind of an eclectic Latin restaurant. It's not really Mexican or Latin Caribbean or Peruvian. It's kind of a mixture of all of it and then some. Either way, the food is excellent. The restaurant itself is gorgeous. It absolutely is beautiful. It's kind of the go-to restaurant for kind of meeting up with the girls for lunch, at least for me. There's plenty of food for the portions, and it's just got amazing flavor. It's just an all-around really amazing place to go and eat. All right, number 8. You know, I could not do a top 20 without listing at least one of the several WEC restaurants, and I picked the Yellow Pony. There are actually a lot of restaurants at the World Equestrian Center and even more to come, but Yellow Pony just always seems to be my go-to. I love meeting friends there for lunch. I love taking clients there for lunch. It looks glamorous, but the prices are actually pretty reasonable. If you order the Reuben and you get fries, be sure to ask for malt vinegar powder on your fries. It is the weirdest thing. It's really odd because it's like powdered seasoning instead of like the malted vinegar you would normally put on fries when you have them that way. But it is just, it's so good. So if you go out there, make sure and at least try it. Just try it. It's really good. All right, number 7. We're getting right up there. We're already getting to my absolute favorites. Number 7 is Ipanema. The owners of Latinos Imas actually own this restaurant as well, and the food is incredible. It is a little bit pricey, but I think it's price fair for what it is. It's like a really, really nice restaurant. It is all you can eat, so if you've never been to a Brazilian steakhouse before, they do have like a small kind of buffet area of incredibly well-made high-end food. But the real reason people go is for the meat. I mean, it's a steakhouse, right? But you get these little coasters on your table that says, yes, please, or not right now, thanks, which basically, whichever side is facing up, it means that the waiters that walk around with these massive skewers with anything from sausages to filet mignon to prime rib to chicken to whatever, it lets them know if they should either stop and offer you sliced meat from that massive skewer or if they should just move on to the next table. If you go here and they offer you the hot cinnamon covered pineapple, just say yes. Just say yes. I know it sounds weird. It's totally odd, but it is absolutely amazing. And I have yet to be able to duplicate it at home. I've tried it in the oven, in the toaster, all these different things, trying to get this same flavor, and I just can't quite get it right. So try it. Just try it. It's absolutely incredible. All right. Number 6, Ivy House on the Square. It's absolutely beautiful restaurant. It's in the perfect location. It's just across from the Marion Theater, which makes it amazing for date nights. But I have gone there for lunch, especially with a client, and it is very classy. I love that it's just really beautiful. It's not very expensive, but parking can be a bit of a challenge at times. Either you have to like walk for a while to get from the parking garage, or you're going to have to pay to park closer. So that should be changing by maybe next year when the city is putting in another parking garage that's closer to it. And that's, it's going to be added to downtown. So it should make it, you only have to walk like 1 block or something. But just keep in mind the parking, if you're meeting there, especially clients or something, parking could be a bit of a challenge. So just a heads up. Another one that's on the square that I love is La Cuisine. That makes my number 5. So same issue with the parking since it's also downtown near the square, but this restaurant is amazing. And normally you're going to go there for dinner anyway, so probably not as much of a big deal in the evenings. But like the name shows, it is a French restaurant and everything on the menu is extremely rich, but very, very good. The creme brulee is incredible. You absolutely have to try it. You cannot skip dessert in a French restaurant. It's basically against the law. It really is. Number 4. You knew I had to mention this. You've probably been waiting for me to mention it, but number 4 is the braised onion. This is an Ocala staple. This is home-cooked goodness with raving fans all over Ocala. One of the few restaurants on the southeast side of Ocala. It's also one of the best in the county, I think. You could get the poached pear salad, prime rib quiche, of course, the braised onion soup, and the lobster mac and cheese. They're all so good. But the desserts here are even better. Okay, so absolutely must get a dessert if you go to the braised onion. Number 3, Mojos. If you have been watching my YouTube channel for a while, you already know that I love going to dinner at Mojos. It's great for lunch too, but dinner, it's my favorite. It's very casual, very, very casual and very fun, super eclectic with the dining area furnishings. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. If you happen to stop in, you will know what I mean. The food is great. I personally always struggle with the Rasta chicken pasta. or getting the fish tacos. I think that's what it's, Rasta. Yeah, anyway, you know what I mean. Both of them are amazing. The kitchen sink salad is super good too. My husband always gets the Cuban sandwich with the rice and beans, and I'm telling you, if you have ever tried the rice and beans at Mojos, you will never want them anywhere else. They are so good. I don't know what spices they put in there, but they are just so amazing. They're just that good. All right, we're getting up there, y'all. Number two, my number two, basically my second favorite restaurant in the entire county, is Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill. All I have to say is fried green tomatoes, okay? These are some of the absolute best fried green tomatoes I have ever had. I will literally go there just for the fried green tomatoes, okay? And I cook them at home, and I'd have to say they even beat mine, which is just, that's just not right. So yes, they do have other amazing food on the menu, and I have to say, this restaurant is consistent. It is consistently good. Okay, I've never had a bad meal or a bad experience. I mean, maybe you have, possibly, but I think it's very consistently good. It's on the downtown square, so really close to the parking garage though, on that side, so there's normally not such an issue with parking. Unless there's this big event going on downtown, then you might have to, have a parking issue or a pretty long wait. But truthfully, it is well worth it. I am pretty much obsessed with the fried green tomatoes there. All right, and finally, my favorite restaurant for 2024, and this can change next year, but my absolute favorite is Mark's Prime Steakhouse. Yeah, I mean, it has to be, right? So this is known for being on the more expensive side, and I have to admit, it definitely was, but wow. My husband took me there for our anniversary back in October, and the food experience was just that. We didn't go out to dinner. We went to enjoy a food experience. It was just amazing. It did kind of scare me a little that they heated the stoneware up to 500 degrees and then just kind of put that on the table for you. But it was also the first time in my life that my food did not even get lukewarm or cold as we were sitting there talking and eating. I had never really thought about it or noticed before, but once they did that, life-changing, absolutely amazing. So just remember though, don't touch your plate. Don't touch your plate. The food, absolutely incredible. Everything that we tried, it was absolutely incredible and definitely well worth the money. If you're hoping to just pop in though without a reservation, yeah, the chances are pretty slim to none that you will be getting in. So make your reservation. I made ours about a week ahead of time and it was just fine. So just, unless there's something big going on or something like that, you should be able to get a reservation. But like a week notice is a good place. This restaurant is also right on the square. So many great restaurants all in that same small area, downtown Ocala. But by far, amazing restaurant, my favorite one. This restaurant is like in all these pictures of downtown Ocala, and it's kind of taken for granted at times because it's been there for quite some time. But if you've ever had the pleasure of dining here, I absolutely promise you, you would never take it for granted again. It is just that amazing. All right, there were a few more restaurants that I wanted to add. They kind of made the list and kind of didn't, and then so I had to scoot a few things around. But I wanted to stick to 20. So I really love the Big Hammock Brewery. I love Jaws Burgers, the Salted Brick, the Breakfast Station, Scrambles Cafe, and so many other wonderful Ocala places. But again, I settled on 20 and I'm sticking to it. So if you want to share your list of top 20, like I said, share it on our Facebook page or in the comments section of the YouTube channel, the YouTube video. I would absolutely love to know what restaurants you would list and in what order. All right, before we get into the sales stats for this week, I want to ask a small favor. If you're enjoying this program, let us know. The website here at the radio station is classichitsocala.com, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go ahead and leave a comment. Or if you really enjoy it, if you think that we are helping in some way, go ahead and click subscribe. And if you're truly a fan, Share, share, share. All right. Let's go ahead and jump right into the real estate stats for this week here in Marion County. This is again over the last 7 days. Currently, there are 3,376 homes available and ready to purchase. That's fewer houses sitting on the market over last week's numbers, so very cool. Take note, folks, that this number has been slowly but steadily going down lately, so that's good news for the real estate market. New listings hitting the market, 295. Price increases, 57. Price decreases, still in the 300s at 358. Back on the market, 77. Sold, 266. Expired, we had 26. Pending, 326. Withdrawn, 9. And canceled, 43. So a lot of people were taking advantage of those interest rates coming down. Speaking of, the current national average 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate is 6.91%, falling 5 basis points over the last week. So for homeowners looking to refinance, today's current average 30-year fixed refinance interest rate is 6.92, decreasing 5 basis points over the last week. Mortgage rates have bounced around, but they do still seem to be elevated. In 2024, experts were predicting the 30-year mortgage was going to slowly decline, eventually landing under 6%. And already people are actually getting mortgages under the 6%. They're in the 5s right now. It just depends on your application. The 15-year fixed rate is at 6.42%, and the 30-year fixed rate FHA is 6.69%. So real estate sales in Marion County for this week have risen, which is looking promising for the rest of the year. It's great news for sellers, maybe not such great news for buyers. If you're wondering why I would say something like that, well, right now, buyers, they want to lower their interest rate, of course, but currently sellers are giving huge concessions. They're buying down points for buyers. They're dropping home prices like crazy, over 300 this week alone. There are plenty of homes on the market to choose from, and if you make a reasonable offer, it's likely to be accepted. Okay, so what happens when the interest rates drop a bit more and we start seeing under, going into 6%, into 5%? Well, more and more buyers will be buying, and then we will see less and less of those concessions and discounts, and of course, houses to choose from. So my advice, and take it for what it's worth, is if you're looking to buy a house, the best time to buy your home is when you need a home. Don't try to time the market. This is honestly the best time in years to be a home buyer. As we get closer to the end of the year, that's likely to change. We've got elections coming up and all sorts of stuff. The mortgage lenders I've been talking to this week are getting many of their customers interest rates in the 5% range. So heads up on that. I would go ahead and start doing what you're going to be doing. All right. Okay, the listing spotlight for this week is 3056 120th Street Northeast in Anthony. It's a brand new roof just put on this week. So you can go ahead and welcome yourself to that dream farmhouse. It's on a sprawling 8.63 acre oasis in beautiful Anthony. The charming home with its wraparound porch and dormer windows boasts the perfect blend of country living and modern comfort. It has 4 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, so there's plenty of space for your family to grow and thrive, and you can actually step inside and be greeted by the rustic charm of that farmhouse feel. The spacious living areas are perfect for gatherings and family get-togethers. There's a beautiful fireplace. The kitchen offers a lot of possibilities. Upstairs of the home, you'll find a whole world of potential with an unfinished space, over 700 square feet of unfinished space that you can tailor to your specific needs. And of course, the outside, it's cleared. That's 8.63 acres of cleared land. So it's plenty of room for your imagination to just absolutely run wild. Whether you want a massive garden, some farming land, a mini horse or cattle farm, or just maybe a serene escape from the hustle and bustle, this property offers it all, including a few chickens. A few chickens come with this. Okay, there's also a chicken coop to get you started. So located in Anthony, you'll get to enjoy the tranquility of rural living, but you're still going to be close enough to all of the things here in Ocala that make life a little easier, since it's only about 10-15 minutes away from downtown city of Ocala. Again, the address is 3056 Northeast 120th Street in Anthony, Florida. Now, what is going on around you today and tomorrow here in Ocala? Well, both today and tomorrow you can visit downtown, but if you go today, you can hit the downtown market, which is absolutely amazing. You will be able to visit there even if it is raining or super sunny outside. That is just fine because it is covered. So feel free to stop in. There's a wonderful coffee kiosk outside that has some great drinks that you can have sipping on while you're walking around checking out all of the art and all of the farmers' wares that they have going on there. There's a lot of local vendors, bakers, artisans, all sorts of stuff going on. So don't stress it. Definitely get out there and enjoy it. But I think it's actually going to be pretty warm out. The good news is the Ocala splash pads at Citizen Circle and Lily's pad over on 17th are officially open. So if you haven't taken your kids to one of these splash pads before, you absolutely have to do it. You're totally missing out. Splash pads are free to the public. They're open daily from sunrise to sunset. You can just kind of let your kids wear themselves out, having fun, while also staying cool while doing it. So definitely something to keep in mind is just go and visit. And it's a short walk from the downtown market to get over to Citizen Circle. It's about the sweetest time of year here in Ocala. The blueberries are ripening up and you can easily find you-pick blueberry farms throughout the whole area. My family and I have always enjoyed the beauty and serenity over at Abshire Family Farms. It's over at 3960 Southeast 115th Street in Bellevue. But you can honestly find your favorite blueberry farm for your family all over the place in Central Florida right now. If you want to look into Abshire Blueberry Farm, they have a fantastic Facebook page. Definitely check that out. There's also Crohn's Cradle Conserve. I always think I'm going to say that wrong, but they have a natural foods festival that is going on today from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is Natural Foods Gala and Sustainability Festival, and that is located at 6419 Northeast 217th Place in Citra. If you've not visited Crohn's Conserve before, you're totally missing out. It is amazing. It's got a fantastic opportunity to see how living with the land naturally can be done here in Central Florida. We also, of course, have the drive-in movie theater. And speaking of the food earlier, I don't know if you know this, but they have amazing food. Absolutely amazing food at the drive-in. There's some great movies playing right now. Currently, I believe they've got Ghostbusters, they've got Kung Fu Panda, they've got that Bob Marley movie, and they also have one called Imaginary, which is a scary thriller. So you have fun with that. I am going to not do that. But the other movies sound great. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff happening here in Ocala. We have the Levitt Amp music series. We've got Symphony Under the Stars coming up in May. We've got Rock the Country Festival and so much more. Just so much more happening. So stay tuned for details on all of that. In April, I will finally get the chance to try out the Brightline high-speed train here in Florida. I'm so incredibly excited about this. I cannot even express it. I've been waiting for years. And I will finally be able to do that and share all of the details with you, what I learned, what it was like, and especially how to get those discounted rates that I found. This is it for, that's it for us for this week though, but don't worry, we will be back next week on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for another amazing show. So we'll see you then. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause